Hold on, guys. I figured I'd use today to deep clean the inside of my Monte Carlo. To do a good cleaning. I've never had the seats out or nothing to deep clean it, so I figured I had a free weekend. I wasn't doing nothing. It was a good opportunity. So yeah, this is just gonna be a little walkthrough on how to remove your seats and do like what I'm doing here. So let's see, so mine's a 2006. So if you don't have the big squares here on the side, like if you don't have airbags in your seats, you won't have a yellow connector connected to your seats. But if you do, it'll be this connector, and then there'll be a little small yellow connector harness that comes off. You have to unplug that too, don't forget that. But yeah, so to remove the seats, the front seats anyway, it's really easy. Let's see, where's the bolts at? Just to give y'all an example here, whatever I did with them. Here's somewhere. Okay, yeah. So you'll have two bolts. They're here in the back. So my driver's seat is powered. My passenger seat is manual. So depending on what you have, I would definitely make sure, and this is going to be a back and forth process, so I would definitely make sure you have both your seats pushed as far forward as you can get them, whether they're manual or power, so that way you can get to these back bolts. But you'll have these bolts here. Let's see if I can remember what size is this. Okay. So for the rear bolts, they're going to be a, let's see, it's going to be a 15 millimeter to get these rear bolts out. There's two on each side for each seat. You'll take those out. And then once you have those out, like I said, make sure you disconnect your connectors. And then you'll have these little notches in the floor here. And basically the seats have this part of the seat bracket. It's got like a curved hook like this. And when they're installed, it just kind of hooks and goes under like that. So when you get the rear bolts out, you'll want to tilt your seat as far forward as you can get it, and then kind of pull backwards. So that'll allow that C notch to kind of undo and then slide out. You'll do that for both seats. It's really easy. The seats are just kind of heavy, so if you got an extra buddy to help you get those out, that would be ideal. Definitely not light, that's for sure. But yeah, like I said, take the rear bolts out of both sides. Make sure you disconnect all your important connectors. Each seat will have one of these. If you have those side airbags, the big square on the side of the leather seats, make sure you disconnect that too, because you don't want to mess that up. Once you got your bolts out, the rear of the seat goes up at the rear as high as you can get it. I pretty much had to touch, I had to fold both seats forward, and I had to have the headrest touch the headliner before the seats finally slid out of their notches out front here. But yeah, it's not too difficult as far as that goes. Once you have that, both seats come out. I've got them sitting on either side. And then let's see. So as far as the center console, like I said, this is gonna be a back and forth thing here. So you're gonna have this trim piece. You have this trim piece around your shifter here. So you're gonna wanna, it's just held in with clips. So just be very careful, pull straight up on it, it'll come out. And then you have your cup holder behind it, same thing, held in with clips, straight up, that comes out. And then as far as the center console, you've got, so to me right now, it looks like I only had to remove the two bolts, but you're gonna have two bolts here in the middle. I forget what size they are. I want to say they're a 10 millimeter. I could be wrong though. Let's see, where are they at? Where are those bolts at? I'm not seeing them right now. I put them somewhere. I know they're in here somewhere, but yeah, two bolts here in the middle. They're small. They're either an 8 or a 10, because I took these two out and I took another two out, but I guess I didn't have to do those other two. But so yeah, as far as the center console, take those bolts out. Like I said, take the two trim pieces out, take the cup holder out, and then the whole big piece just, you know, slides out. I've got it sitting over here on the workbench. So that comes out pretty easy. You'll just have to finagle with the shifter. I ended up having to take my shift knob off. There's a little Phillips screw here on the back. Undid the screw, and then I saw the shifter was still on there, and the center console won't come out unless you take this off. Unless, of course, you push this as far back forward as you could, but I was just finagling with stuff trying to get this thing out. So I just went ahead and took it off. And then you'll want to have your keys. And of course, since you got your seats out, just be careful of the airbags and everything. They shouldn't go off. But especially if you have those side seat airbags, just be very careful. I have my battery disconnected so that it wouldn't drain my battery while I'm cleaning everything. But you want to put your battery back on, put your key in the ignition, turn it to run, just so all the lights and stuff come on. Don't start it though. And then you'll just push your foot on the brake and pull this back, take your shift knob off, and then make sure that this is back, and also make sure your e-brake is applied so the car doesn't, roll away on you. But yeah, then the whole center console just kind of snakes out the front there. And then let's see. This is what I've had the most trouble with, was the back seats. It's taken me about an hour or so just trying to figure out how these back seats come out, because I could never find. I found a video on the 2000 to 2005 Monte Carlo, but it is not. It's relatively the same for the 2006 to 2007s, but it's not exactly the same. So let's see. So for the rear seats on the 2006 to 2007s, the rear bottom of the seats attach here at the bottom. You can see there's a little plastic tab on either side. Let me show you this side. One on both sides. They just fill into this little metal groove. They will be tough to get out. Just be careful. You want to get your hand as close to that metal tab as you can and pull hard and straight up all at once. Because if you kind of like, work around it or whatever, you have the chance of breaking something. So just, right here in the middle of the seat, just pull straight up. Give it a firm pull. It should pop out. So that's how that comes out. And then there's this, let's see, this metal, or it's not metal, this carpeted plastic piece that kind of fits in the middle here. It goes across. It's just held on. It's literally studs, and as you can see, I've already broke mine, of course. But yeah, this is what it looks like. It's just basically a plastic tab, just like what's on the front, except those studs go inside of that, and it kind of just like forms a, it's like when you press it on, it doesn't allow it to come off real easy. So you just want to be careful. Those studs are same thing, kind of in the middle of the seat bottoms here. You just want to be careful. Put your hand as close to that as you can, and just give it a nice firm pull. It might help even to get like a pry bar right around this area and just gently pry out on it so you don't break anything. I thought I was being pretty careful, but this car's going on 20 years old now, so yeah, it's a little worse for age nowadays. But yeah, so I ended up breaking that up there, but this comes off pretty easy. And then once you get that off, from what I'm seeing, because I couldn't figure out how this comes out, because I got the front two popped out, and I watched another video of a guy and he just pulled his straight out, but obviously that's not the same as this model year anyway. I'm guessing these bolts have to come out. Let me take these bolts out real quick, and I'll let y'all know whether or not that worked. All right, guys, so I managed to get those bolts out that were here on the other side in the corners, and that is in fact how the seat bottom comes out. As you can see, I'm sitting over there. But yeah, so now that I know how to do that, the rear seats really aren't even that bad. Let's see here. Let's get those bolts out. You're gonna need a 18 millimeter. I just use a deep socket just to make it easier to get those bolts out. But one on either side, and like I said, make sure you get these front tabs popped out. That'll get your seat bottom out. And as far as this isn't required if you're deep cleaning the car, but I also already went ahead and did this just because I thought I needed to. You pull your seats down with the little pull tabs, one on either side, and then you've got four 10mm bolts, 2 on each side. Take those out, and then once you've done that, push these back up, and then okay, yeah. There's it looks like there's some bolts here in the middle. There's one here, or nuts, I mean. One there, one there. One right here. And I'm guessing that's it. So three total. It looks like that hold the bottom of the seat back in, aside from the 4 up top. So one there, one dead center, and then one there. And I believe that's it. So that should allow that to come out. And I mean, like, just moving this around right now, I can see it moving a little bit. So I think it's just those 3 extra nuts that are holding that in. But yeah, I had no luck finding a video on going through. I mean, I found the one guy's video, but the seat back is different from the 2005s. So I figured, since that was the only video I managed to find, aside from the front seats, there's a few videos on how to do the front seats. I just figured I'd make a video and a little bit better just walk through on how to get all these out, in case anybody's wondering. I'm also on the LS4 Nation Facebook group. I went in there trying to figure out how to get the seats out. There's a few people that talked about the front seats but said nothing about the rear seats. So I was like, okay, well, let me just make a video. Let me help somebody out, maybe make their day a little easier. If you guys like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe if you want. I just kind of make videos whenever I come across something that I feel like I could make a video about that someone might, have a little trouble with, because, I'm just like you all. I kind of work on my own stuff from time to time, and if at any point I can help someone out, it's always a good idea for me to make a video, just, because I'm a helpful person. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Let me know if this helped, and I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks.